Okay, trying this again. And Sammy Hagar on the back. And drive. Well, it has been a while since I've done one of these, a Carcast. Today's episode, and been a couple years since I've done this? Today's episode, I'm heading to the outskirts of Atlanta to play Pathfinder with some buddies of mine that I have been part of a campaign for, I think, going 4.5. I don't even remember, man. That sounds about right, 4.5 years. There's going to be a lot of editing on this. Anyways, so I'm at a red light right now. I know nobody really watches this, but I just kind of use it as a way to archive sort of my life. Dadgummit, I'm using a stupid this is terrible. Okay. Well, we're just going to do it like that. I don't know. It's this horrible. You see the back end of my car with an empty blue bucket. There's no scenery or anything. Nothing cool. I'm having my wife stuffed animal. So let me explain, since the last time we did this. This is not going to work. That's as good as it's going to get. I don't care. Whatever. Alright. She just got to go with it. This is horrible. Okay, maybe this will hold. Guy taking his bag of trash off of his truck at a red light. Well, good sign to do that. Anyways, this is a disaster. Okay, I'm holding the finger to hold the. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it has been a while since I've done one of these. The last time I did an episode of Carcast was me going to Asheville and going to Orbit DVD and walking around. There was that toy store place. It's been a couple years since I've done that, and a lot has happened in my life in the past couple years, and I'm just kind of doing a life update for anyone who watches this and wants to keep up with what I'm doing personally. So in the past year and a half, a lot has happened to me in my life. Starting at the very beginning of 2025, and to October, I met the love of my life at my church, or love of my life at church, and we got married. That's what this is about. Yep. So I'm happened before I turned 40. Praise the Lord. Literally, praise the Lord. I never thought that would happen. I thought I'd be Mr. Single Pringle and Bachelor and all this other stuff. And the woman that I have met, I've actually showed her off to a few people at AWA, the other AMV editors when she came with me at AWA 2025. And some people got to meet her because I've been happy. Like, it's my wife, I'm showing her off and stuff. And anyways, so we've had since 2026, we've had a lot going on. The other big news is the fact that right now my wife is 13 weeks pregnant, and I'm gonna be a dad. And I'm 40 years old, having a kid, my first kid, and I say to myself, it's about darn time I grow up. So yeah, so kind of recap 2025, it was probably one of the best years of my life, to be honest. Between meeting my wife, it was one of the best years of AMVs in terms of me working on a video for a Bubblegum Crisis I did for AWA 2024 for the Accolades contest that won Best Throwback. That was my Crisis of 87 video. And I submitted it off to different cons, and it didn't win a lot of the major cons, but it won quite a few of them that I'm very happy with, and who knows when that'll happen again. Like, I got Judge's Choice and Anime Boston, that's a big one. Nothing from SakuraCon. And it's done so well for me this past year. And then on top of being married, and then the other big thing that happened was I made a video for AWA 2025, the Masters contest for the AMV competition, which is a every other year thing, and that's kind of like the Oscars of AMV contests, if you ask a lot of editors that, and I happened to win. And the video I beat out, which I saw it play, and it was runner-up. Excuse me. Yeah, I saw it. It was runner-up. It was a video by editor named Writer 4Z, basically redoing a Transformers. The Transformers 1 movie that came out a couple years ago. She did a really good trailer to it. I mean, incredibly good. And, you know, after that got done playing, I was like, well, shoot, if she's runner-up, then what came first? And I'm thinking, well, I don't know how I did, and I don't know how a lot of other people did as well. And then my video played, and there's a video recording the contest by an editor named Spudsta, and you can audibly hear me yell or shout out, holy shit. He's hiding in the corner.
I'm gonna hide this tape when I'm finished. If none of us make it, at least it'll be some kind of record.
And as I'm about to bawl, because I did not think that was going to happen. And there's video footage of me actually picking up another editor by the name of Vic Bond, who ran the AMV contest for Outttakes until this last year, where basically he was forced to step down and gave a rousing speech of, F y'all, I'm taking my ball and going home. And by that, he took everyone that's been running the AMV contest for nearly 20 years with him. So if they're going to do a contest, it's from the scratch. They're not going to know what they're doing. They're going to act like they know what they're doing. And quite honestly, I did 3 trailers this past year in 2025, and I made one just for Outttakes, and it got as a finalist, and I was surprised because it was something I threw together in 2 weeks. That's my Top Gundam video. And that also won Best in Show at Momocon too. So 2025 was an incredibly blessed year for me. And then now getting into 2026, now my wife and I are having a kid and trying to make all that happen. And honestly, I mean, first of all, I'm glad when I say I won Masters, but I feel like I'm glad in different ways. You know, that's the second time I entered Masters and I won. And I don't know how many people have been trying to win it for years, and, you know, I beat them out. And I feel, you know, it's like, it's based on the judges, and I understand how that feels. You know, I feel like it's a kick in the gut. But at the same time, it's like I've reached the pinnacle point of my AMV career, and now that I'm becoming a dad, it's like, okay, I can take a step back. I have nothing to prove. I've won the biggest award, at least in the American competitions. I mean, you know, like winning SakuraCon would be awesome, and Anime Expo doesn't have really anything, and I don't know. It's just, there's a few other cons I'd like to try to win at eventually. Maybe I'll do it this year. But it's just kind of like, you know what? I can step back. I've got too much going on, and I think the Lord knows that, like, if I didn't win that, I'd just keep doing it. But then trying to balance family life and having a kid and all the stuff that's going on in my life right now. And it's just like, you know what? You reach, I mean, you know, it's a blessing I got it. You know, the judges thought I deserved it. And it was a very close race from what I understand. But I'm glad, I'm blessed that I won it. I'm glad I won it. And I'm like, okay. And so, like, I got to be able to judge, like, Anime Dallas this year in 2026 as a judge. And I enjoy doing that. I can just step back and do judging, administrative, whatever at cons. Like, you know, I'm good with that. It's cool. You know, I'm cool with that, you know. And really a lot of things, like the biggest thing in my life was now having a kid is reevaluating basically my whole life. And kind of stepping back and while getting rid of a lot of things I've collected over the years, hoarded or whatever, since really being an anime fan in my teens. So 25 years at this point. And there's a lot of stuff I need to get rid of. And I've collected because it's always been me, it's my money, you know, and a lot of the stuff I have is, oh, this is cool, I like it, I'm gonna buy it. Or, oh, I'll definitely play this eventually. And it's been sitting in boxes for years. So the value of some of the stuff I have has gone up over the years. And I rather just hold on to the things that are the most precious to me. First of all, is my family, my wife and my soon-to-be child. I got rid of a lot of my old retro games last weekend, actually. I took photos of things, and I got to go through my price charting account and kind of, you know, dwindle down and say, you know, I don't have this anymore or whatever, and I got photos of it. I mean, it was stuff like, I had a Sega 32X that I've held on to for nearly 20 years, and I bought that from, so I was with my buddy Josh Fairhurst, and if you guys know Limited Run Games, he's the CEO, or I guess now former CEO since he stepped down, and he's doing his own thing. We talk every once in a while, but I was with him, and we went to this Ma and Pa thrift store near downtown Raleigh. It was on Haggard Street, and they had a Sega 32X in the box, had the power cables with it, and I kept the receipt for it. It was $4.28, and I traded that or sold that to this game store, Upstate Games, near Greer. I felt like I got a better deal the last time I got rid of a bunch of stuff there a couple months ago than this last go around. I don't know, but I'm selling stuff on eBay now. But like, it's, you know, like the Sega 32X, like I had games for it, I sold it all. I'm like, it doesn't mean much to me. Another thing was the Lunar games for the PlayStation. I took me a while to collect those, and I was going through the first game, and then when I beat the first game, I got the second one. Well, I just got the remastered game on the Switch, and so that's like, well, what's, you know, it doesn't mean anything to me to hold on to the PlayStation 1, so I'll just sell that. And there's a few other games as well, some PC games, and it's just, you know, my priorities have changed, and that's for the good, because, you know, I still play video games and stuff, but it's just a matter of like, okay, well, what can I get and use that towards investing in my child and my family and helping them out. And really, I looked at my collection for a number of years, and it's been in the back of my mind to get rid of it. But it's like, Lord, you got to give me a good reason to get rid of this stuff. It's got to be on your timing, and that timing is now, because now I'm falling in love with someone. I'm married to someone that is my whole world, and I'm her whole world too. And we're having a child together, and they're going to be our whole world. And we got a dog, and I was like, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it to get rid of it. And you know, I know that's going to happen. Messing up my groove. I know this is stupid. God, I hate this stupid. All right, close enough. Yeah, it's worth it. I don't need everything that I have that I thought I did, and it's a good, you know. Here I am, 40 years old, and I rather deal with this right now than before I get way too old and it's too cumbersome. And some of it's already cumbersome now, but. And there's some things I remember I had my wife with me in the garage and going through, you know, my stuff. And there was some games I was like, I'm going to get rid of them. Like, I had Magic Knight Rayearth, Enemy Zero, and Burning Rangers on the Sega Saturn. And those do mean something to me. But then it's like, I can get reproduction copies, you know. Like, I know the value of them. And I'm looking at them and I'm just like, whew. And my wife just goes, okay, you're not ready to get rid of them, but, you know, it'll be time. And I'm like, okay. And, you know, now it's not the time to get rid of them. I mean, I think I will eventually, and that's okay. And I can just get reproductions for them and still play them physically if I wanted to. And there's a way to mod the system and play. You know, the modding community is so great now. You can just kind of, you know, there's something you can put SD cards in systems now. Like, you can just do that. And, you know, and I don't want to hold on to something that, like, if something happens to it, then it's absolutely worthless. You can't play the game. So I rather just get, you know, cash in while I have the chance now. And, you know, it's just like, okay, you know, think the thing's going to fall over again. It will. In a nutshell, that's basically what's going on right now. I'm recording this a couple weeks before Momocon 2026. I'm not going to Momocon this year. We're going through a process of moving out of where we're at now to moving into an apartment where I work at, basically, and we're a floor below my parents. That's a fantastic deal for help in terms of got your grandparents next to you to help out with the kid and the dog and everything, instead of it being a drive for my mom and things like that. And so it's just a lot of things happening, things I don't need to be stressed out about. But you know, it's one of those things, like, it's okay. And that's the gist of it, of what's been going on in my life. And I just want to make a update about that. I know with my wife, putting that there because in case it falls. I did not. You know, it's funny with, like, my wife. You know, for years I've always said that, like, you know, God, you know who to bless me with and things like that. And I look at the person who I have, and she's not the person I asked for, but as a matter of fact, she's the person that's better than what I asked for. And it's very much true. And you know, my wife always gets on to me about getting the stick out of my ass, and I'm like, well, I think I know why, because she, you know, has to have enough room to put her foot up in there too, to get me to do stuff. So I get why she wants the stick out of my ass, because a stick in her foot cannot fit in the same. That's probably a bad, crude joke. I don't care, but that's just kind of how I think about things. It's just like, you know, yeah. But anyways, that's kind of like the gist update. I didn't know how long this was going to be, and be some big, grand, drawn out thing. And I don't know how active my YouTube channel is going to be. I mean, I went through the process of last year, not only releasing the trailer AMVs and all, or, you know, the AMVs I did, and that have won me awards, all 3 of them. But I also fan subbed an obscure OVA called Bad Boys Boogie, or Buchigiri. There was a 4-part OVA adapted from a manga. I had the Laserdisc to the first one for years, and I had people that I asked in the fan sub community, and nobody wouldn't want to take it. They didn't seem that enthusiastic. And then I tried to ask for help from certain people, orphan, and they were complete other assholes about it. So I said, you know what, I can figure this out. So I did. And then I got the remaining last 3 OVAs on Zen Market, and uploaded all the RAWs on YouTube, fan subbed it, went through Aegis sub. It was really fun. I just used what rough translation was that Google gave me, and was like, all right, well, I know how my characters sound, and I'm just gonna stick to it and just have fun. I just had fun doing it, and I think a lot of people out there had fun with it. But that boosted up, like, dramatically, like, my subscriber count, my sub count on YouTube. And I think the majority of my market for YouTube is middle-aged salarymen from Japan. So, well, can't complain with that. Anyway, so there's other things I want to fan sub too. I knew you were going to do that, you stupid phone. There's actually another series, it was called Yankee Reputai, I got on VHS, and it's sitting in a box, and I'm not sure when I'm going to rip it or whatever, but that's another one I'll eventually get to at some point. But I got a couple of videos I'm working on. I've just got so much going on in my life, so it's just, I don't know when I'm going to get to, I don't know. It'll be a while. I rather just focus on what I can do, and YouTube and the AMVs I'll get to it when I get to it. And that's okay. So, anyways, just appreciate you guys sticking with me, subscribing to YouTube, leaving comments, enjoying my stuff, and 5 people may watch this, and that's all I get for this year, but I got it archived and recorded and whatever. So anyways, you guys take care. If you're going to Momocon, have a great time. It sucks I can't be there, but I got priorities, and it doesn't suck I'm not there. It's okay. So See you guys next time on Carcast, and take care. Oh, I gotta turn. What's today's song? Learning to Fly by Tom Petty. I can't. Oh my gosh. Is it like this?
So what's your favorite road trip into?
Dang it.
This is Michael and Mary Queen. We're road tripping from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, back home to Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And we'd like to hear I Can't Drive 55 by Sammy Hagar.
You make road trip radio bigger and
There you go.
Just record a voice memo on your phone and email it to roadtripradio@SiriusXM.com.
Well, hello. Can they say my hammer? Why, hello. No. Oh, fuck. Maybe get in and drive? Oh, my gosh. God dang it. This strawberry, you're not helping. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. This is horrible. Hold on.